Good morning, everyone. Today's headlines are: Sindhi government wins trust vote, says disqualify 15 Sena MLAs. A stop eviction drive at Rajiv Nagar till Wednesday. High Court to administration. CBSE board results may get delayed, likely in 10 to 15 days. 4-year-old child dies. Two mantries test COVID positive. Former Minister Narendra Singh passes away at 75. AIM wraps up arguments in Srinagar Gauri plea. Bihar lows U17 title to Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Lalu admitted to hospital but stable doctor. 13 die as bus plunges 650 feet. UAPA invoked against 7 Amravati suspects. No bid to bury case. Cops. 11 Congress MLAs turn up late, miss the vote. Murmu meets Sibu and Hemant seeks support. Supreme Court very unhappy with NGT mechanical orders. 2 more held in Musewala murder case. Kali film poster sparks online row. Prime Minister government empowering neglected sections to build a strong nation. Hotels, restaurants barred from levying service charge by default. Gujarat, Karnataka best in developing a startup ecosystem. All 95 illegal structures in Rajiv Nagar demolished, district administration. High Court fixed timeline to establish Tribal Research Institute. 4-year-old child dies. 2 ministers amongst 162 new COVID positive cases. PK criticizes Agnipath scheme for inferior service conditions. LED lights illumine Mahabodhi temple. 2 of a marriage party drone in Ganga. Players suffer due to water logging in stadium. Entries invited for short film contest on HIV awareness. Flames against land mafias and criminals. Draupadi to meet NDA Netas and CM Nitish today. Sumo says reports about RCP joining BJP is misleading. Former Minister Narendra Singh passes away at 75. Nevada girl alleges rape by 2 men for 6 years. Sant Joseph's Convent, a pioneer in girls' education for 170 years. IIM's online course, a boon for working professionals. IGNOU launches job-oriented courses. Backed Sindhe at cost of losing CM job to end MBA's draft BJP. Sindhe not born with a golden spoon, but can't a common man be CM? NIA chief briefs Shah on Udaipur Amravati probe. Uddhav camp in SC against recognition to rebel faction. Duo which chased Udaipur killers for 30 km now heroes. Supreme Court sued the form panel to ascertain truth of comments made by Nupur BJP Neta. Sir, 4 pages complete. 4 pages completed. Good morning, everyone. Today's headlines are: Wet skirts amazed world, but criticism focused on my pick, PM. IIM Trichy allows 40 youths to defer admission by 1 year. Court remands Zubair to 14 days judicial custody. Senior cop Amrit Paul held in Karnataka PSI scam. Final decision will be taken by Shibu JMM. Ranat appears before Mumbai court in defamation case.
TRS questions PM in Gujarati, BJP hits back in Urdu. I have nothing to lose, says filmmaker after smoking Kali Ro. Can BCG boosters check tuberculosis cases? Spread ICMR study to find out. Man killed, 2 injured in Gujarat furnace blast. Congress didn't do enough to end poverty. Union minimum meets plain tailor's skin. It is a charge collected for staff benefit. BJP to provoke, let security breach. Bonnie boy born hours after doctors say fetus dead. 16 get life term for killing 8 of family 11 years ago. Filmmaker Tarun Majumdar, 91, passes away in Kolkata. My brother's COVID death left my parents full of guilty. How do I help? Government will follow Hindutva ideals of Bal Thackeray. Putin congratulates troops on liberating Luhansk, orders offensive to continue. 3 dead, 4 injured in Copenhagen mall shooting, terror link unlikely. 1.7 meter in China lockdown after fresh COVID outbreak. US provoke Al Zera, journal likely killed by unintentionally gunfire from Israel position. Lanka offers fuel quotas to cause that can pay in dollars. Pak PM wants closed power plant reopened to tackle energy crisis. Pope Francis denies he is planning to resign soon. Unarmed black man in US traffic stop shot 60 times. Saudi elevated 2 women to senior position in government. China rejects opposition by NASA of taking over moon. Stolen records of IBM Chinese citizen from police hacker. Many UK pubs calls for last order as no fall to lowest amid soaring cost. Many major economies to hit recession, says Numra. Jewelry division outlook positive. Ownership of NINL handed over to Tata unit TSLP. Maruti to push SUVs may bring iconic Zini to India. Government's e-tail ONDC to add category 75 cities. Global slowdown government to increase service exports. Jet fuel live to hit carriers isn't ops. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sneha, and today's headlines are Sanjofus Convent, a pioneer in girls' education for 170 years. Bihar has been the cradle of education since ancient times and nestled in Patna. The capital of Bihar is a primary school for girls, Sant Joseph's Convent High School. The history of this heritage institution in the field of girls' education goes back to 1853, before the first war of independence and before industrialization. The school, suited close to the pristine Ganga, has since then raised nurtured and given Bihar as well as the country many enterprising women who have proved themselves in very field of expertise in India and abroad. The school is a result of the vision of heroic, incomparable women. Mary Ward, whose faith that women in times to come will do great things, can be seen evidently in so many young, confident, and dynamic girls who graduate from SJC ready to face the world, take the challenges, and prove their mettle in every possible field. It was in 1853 when the visionary Bishop Constantia Hartmann OC, who was the opinion that the society can be uplifted by educating women, set up the school with the initiative of Mother Catherine de Grasso. IPMFD sisters traveled all the way from Germany via Mumbai by a bullock and reached St. Joseph's Convent in Patna that has already been constructed by Bishop Hartmann. The school started with only 9 students then, and today educates approximately 3,000 girls every year to carve their niche in the world. St. Joseph's Convent is a higher secondary school that has affiliation with the Indian Certificate of Secondary Education (ICSE) as well as that of Bihar School Examination Board (BSc-IT). The higher secondary section has 3 streams of study: arts, science, and commerce in ISC. The school has 2 branches, one in the heart of Patna at Bankipur and another one at Jethuli near Patna. The board examination results are expectational every year with the students being adjured that toppers and merit holders regularly. The school provides much demanded subjects in all the streams. Arts stream comprises English, history, political science, economics, Hindi, and maths. Likewise, commerce stream has English, accounts, commerce, Hindi, economics, maths, and computer science. Science stream of the school consists of English, physics, chemistry, biology, maths, economics, Hindi, and computer science. As choice of subjects for the students. The school has well-equipped laboratories for all the concerned subjects to provide first-hand experimental learning to the students. All the classes are smart classrooms and the students get to learn their lessons beyond the common chalk and take methodology. The school provides holistic education and focuses on importing wholesome knowledge to the pupils with reference to physical education and value-based education too. The school trains the interested students in karate, basketball, table tennis, and other sports. Apart from regular sports periods, the summer camp is held during long vacations where the students get trained in multiple sports by trained professionals. This year, the champ held training in basketball, cricket, badminton, table tennis, chess, carom, and karate. During 2 difficult years, 2020 and 21, when the entire world entered a period of lockdown and the education of students was left in a state of limbo, the teachers of SJC conducted regular online classes, took assessments, and did not let the nightmare of the pandemic affect the curriculum of the school and education to the students. The school has stood the test of time and has emerged stronger, brighter, more empowered, and enlightened, educating and impacting the little girls, and the adolescent girls alike, thus training them to become powerful, strong, and liberated leaders in future. The educational and academic heritage of Bihar, therefore, cannot be considered complete without mentioning St. Joseph's Convent High School. Thank you.
IIM's online course, a boon for working professionals.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Shreya, and today's headline is IIM's online course, a boon for working professionals. Due to drastic changes in the business environment, coupled with uncertainties, working professionals and executives are scanning the opportunity to give a boost to their career. This This requires capability building to sense and seize the opportunities to contribute and grow in the corporate world. The managerial capability building in today's complex and uncertain world require practitioners to build comprehensive management orientation and leadership. Building managerial capabilities also require the academic institution to take lead to foresee the mega trends as well as changing micro competitive landscape. And here comes a rigorous and rigorous comprehensive but affordable management education program offered in online mode by Indian Institute of Management Bodh Gaya, an institution of national importance. The launch of 11-month executive certificate program in business management is a response to support the working executives to accelerate their career in business management. From financial to COVID to political crisis, the future will be full of transitions, be it management functional, markets, technologies, production, and supply chain system on managing people. Therefore, the objective of the program is to help working professionals and corporate executives to nurture the managerial capabilities and lead the organization in the future. The 11-month program touches upon interesting areas that managers and future business owners should be looking out for. For example, business shifts made during the pandemic should yield greater efficiency and lean management. Working professionals need emotional intelligence along with financial intelligence. Sustainable and inclusive growth is no more a debate but business imperative. Rejuvenating traditional sector can be an engine of growth. The digitalization and digitalization can help small and medium-sized companies to graduate from bricks and mortar model to online platforms such as e-learning platforms, online gaming, consulting, etc. With fundamental critical thinking and creative problem solving ability, the program focuses on an integrative thinking mindset that gives managers a competitive edge. The change world is also providing an opportunity for B-School to think critically and creative about the program, curriculum, and course design. As program director, I am proud to share that our 11-month executive certificate program in business management would prefer the participant to address the challenges of maintaining and accelerating revenue during this time of crisis, learning art of collaboration, managing work in a virtual world, operations and supply chain in digital time, etc. Apart from fundamentals, the participant will also learn about the cutting edge knowledge in knowledge on industry 4.0, business strategy and management consulting and running business stimulation as the CEO of the firm, considering the accept idea of work from anywhere and learn from anywhere. The program in online mode solve participants' problems at several fronts without compromising the quality of learning and exposure. We promote pedagogical innovation to foster experimental learning and competency development. Case, case pedagogy, gamification, computer and non-computer based stimulation, project based field work, experience sharing by leading corporate practitioners, etc. High are also some key highlights of our program. I am sure our program will help the participant to face the business challenging well and be the first mover in sensing and seizing the business growth opportunities. Thank you.
IGNOU launches job-oriented courses.
Good morning, class. Good morning, class. IGNOU launches job opportunity courses. Patna, the Indira Gandhi's National Open University has introduced a number of jobs-oriented courses for the youth from the new academic session commencing this July, with a view to help students have interested in entrepreneurship. The university entrepreneurship. The university has launched a course of Bachelor of Arts in micro, small, and medium internship. From the new sessions, the program has been developed by IGNOS School of Vocational Education and Training. It is a multidisciplinary program which center to the present needs of building entrepreneurship and aids in developing news and aids in developing knowledge and skills to establish a business venture. The program will create opportunities for skilled workers and will also enhance skills as per industry needs. The program will provide university level educations in new field of knowledge and entrepreneurship, uh, entrepreneurship areas which would fulfill the demand of starting new business which which in employment generation and add towards the economy of the country. IGNOS Regional Director Avilas Nayak said that a student having passed class 12 examinations may apply for admission to this course of 132 credits. He will have to pay an annual fee of Rs 5,100 only. This 3 years course can be completed in a period varying from 3 to 6 years. Other important course introduced this year include MA in English online mode, PGDM PG diploma in migrations, and this this pro MA program in a corporate social responsibility, bachelor in social work, MA and PG diploma courses in environmental and occupational health, and BCA and MCA online mode, said Nayak. Thank you.
LED lights illuminate Mahabodhi Temple, Bodh Gaya.
Good morning, class. I am Nitesh Singh. Today headlines and its explanation are: LED lights illuminate Mahabodhi Temple, Gaya. Fully computerized LED lights has been installed on the Mahabodhi Mahavira campus in Bodh Gaya that would illuminate illuminate the shrine structure with hundred of shades of colors to give it a fascinating look at night. Siddhartha Intent Society and the Kansai Foundation took the initiative with the effort of D. Jongsar, Zamyang Khansi Rinpoche to get light installed. Thailand and Delhi-based firms have prepared the initial design of the lightning. Automation system of the lightning is based on the technology of Germany, Italy, Thailand, and USA. Project manager Niver Singh said the work had started in 2019 and now it almost completed. So far, around 900 lights and 200 meter liner lights have been installed on the Mahavira campus. The light save at least 40% power, Singh said. Thank you.
Next. All 95 illegal structures in Rajiv Nagar demolished.
Morning class, I am Anush Kumar and today lineup. All 95 illegal structures in Rajiv Nagar demolished district administrator. Patna. Hundreds of people staged a dharna at Rajiv Nagar soon after the Patna district administration team and police personnel researched the venue with the bulldozers and a Poclian hydraulic vehicles to reach the alleged illegal structures on the second day of the anti-encroachment drive on Monday. However, the Patna High Court at 4:30 p.m. stated that anti-encouragement drive till July 6th and not to take any penal action. However, the district administration in a statement issued before the court order said all the 95 illegal structured had been demolished till 4 p.m. on Monday. About 50 acres of land has been taken over by the administration. Patna DM Chandrasekhar Singh has asked the circle officer Patna Sadar to fence the land. He said a board should also be put that the land belongs to the Bihar State Housing Board so that people should be aware of the land mafias and touts. Earlier, the police restored to lathi charge to disperse the protesters who obstruct the administration work. Several people get injured. 9 persons were arrested for violating section 144 of the CRPC imposed in the area following the violent clash on Sunday. 4 FIR have been logged, including 2 on Monday against 26 named accused and 300 unidentified persons for disrupting government work and creating nuisance. Chief Rajesh Ranjan alias Papu Yadav, along with his party workers and residents, sat on a dharna on the approach road leading to the locality at 6 a.m. When the district authorities reached Rajiv Nagar to demolish the remaining 20 structures allegedly built illegal on the 50 acres of the land belonging to the PSHB. The protesters raised slogans like "हम लेके रहेंगे आजादी" against the Nitish Kumar led government. The residents claimed that 2 persons allegedly died due to heart attack on Sunday after their houses were demolished. However, the district administration denied demolish. However, the district However, the district administration denied any such death. Papu accused the government official of taking bribe from the residents to allow the construction on the disputed land. When the construction takes place in the area, the law enforcement agencies did not stop at that time. Now they are raising the house when people are living there, he said. Patna SSP Manavjit Singh Dhillon said 34% had been arrested for violating section 144. On Monday, 9 persons were arrested while 26 had been detained on Sunday. An FIR was lodged against 25 people, including Papu and 3 of his party workers. Papu ran away when the people started evacuating the protesters from the area, he told Times of India. The 40 acres land were illegally occupied by the land mafias and unofficially housing societies formed on the behest of land mafias. They allotted land to people without legal documents, the SSP said. Meanwhile, local BJP MLA Sanjeev Chaurasia described the action as oppressive and wrong. Those who demarcated the land and carried out the demolition will give the land to whom? Under the Diga Settlement Act, there is provision of giving rupees 27 lakh as compensation. What happened to that act? The government has not even given compensation for land that they had acquired earlier. He told reporters. BJP MLC Naval Kishore Yadav also asked why the district administration and police did not act when the people were constructing their homes on disputed land. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Dharmendra Kumar. Today headlines are Patna expressing concern over the ab- ab- absence of any
Tribal
tribal research institute
TRI
TRI and the pl-
flight
plight of tribal
population.
population. The division bench of Chief Justice Sanjay Karol and Justice S. Kumar of the Patna High Court on Monday orally directed the state government to
furnish
furnish timeline by July 6 for 16 for
establishment of
establishment establishment of TRI in Bihar.
establishment of Tribal Research Institute. TRI है Tribal Research Institute.
The division bench was hearing as
PIL
PIL filed by Bihar filed by Bihar Adivasi Adhikar Forum run seeking establishment of a state level TRI for preserving and protecting the distinctiveness of tribal culture, habits and language of Aboriginal tribes. Government Council
Prashant Pratap.
Pratap told the court that Chief Secretary and convened a meeting on June 30, wherein Secretary SC/ST Welfare Department was instructed to obtain sanction from the central government for the post under TRI. Further, the Secretary of Building Construction Department has been instructed to allot a suitable space in Patna within 30 days for TRI. Pratap told the court that instead of utilizing the premises of A.N. Sinha Institute of Social Study, which was earlier marketed for TRI, the state government has decided to find a suitable land for it so that all its component like tribal museum, memorial, repository, conference hall and artisans corner could work at a single site.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Practice करो. इतनी देर क्यों आ रही है? ठीक से पढ़ोगे ना?
Yes.
4-year-old child dies Two ministers summon 162 new COVID positive cases.
I am Suman Kumar. Today topic is 4 years old child died. Two minister among 162 new COVID positive cases. Patna, a 4-year-old boy died at AIMS Patna due to COVID, while 162 more people tested positive for the virus in the state in the past 24 hours on Monday. Among the 162 new cases, 59 were from Patna alone, including Cabinet Minister Sanjay Kumar Jha and Vijay Kumar Chaudhary. Both are under home isolation. One of the two ministers said he had mild symptoms. AIMS Patna nodal officer for COVID, Dr. Sanjeev Kumar, said that the child was admitted 12 days back and had lungs and heart issues. He was a ventilator support and died late Sunday evening. His death was reported by the health department on Monday. The state COVID death toll in decreased to 12,261. As per the health department data, the new cases were against 83,413 samples tested. After Patna, Bhagalpur had the maximum 32 cases, followed by Khagaria 8, Gaya 7, and Baga 5. The active cases in the state increased to 1169, including 649 in Patna, followed by Bhagalpur 105, Baga 44, Gaya 39, and Khagaria 27. Meanwhile, additional Chief Secretary Health Prataya Amrit reviewed the situation at a high conference with the civil surgeons on Monday. Source said Patna, Bhagalpur, Banka, and Gaya were especially asked to remain vigilant and examine the trend in their districts. They also asked to create containment zones as per requirement. All the districts had been told to ramp up vaccination and wellness testing. A state health society executive director Sanjay Kumar Singh said, adding the department and planned for another mega vaccination camp on July 7. Health Minister Mangal Pandey also had a review meeting of all the district hospitals on Monday. Singh, who was present in the meeting, said the district hospitals has been asked to display the duty roster of the doctors prominently at two places in the hospital. Districts like Munger and Vaisali were found to be relatively better in rendering health service in OPD, test and X-ray. Jammu, Supaul, Madhubani, and Jahanabad were instructed to improve their services.
Prashant Kishore, PK is Prashant Kishore, criticizes Agnipath scheme for inferior service conditions. 1, 2, 3.
Prashant Kishore, please.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Prashant Kishore criticized Agnipath scheme for inferior service conditions. From Chhapra, as electrical strategist turned political activities, Prashant Kishore, who is his Jan Suraj Yatra in several districts of the state on Monday, criticized the center's short-term armed force recruitment scheme, Agnipath, on the ground of making the youth devoid of better service conditions as compared to the existing practice in the armed forces. Addressing a press conference at Chhapra under his Jan Suraj campaign, Prashant said the youth stand firmly in opposing the change in service conditions under Agnipath scheme. The reduction in service tenure to 4 years is a matter of concern. Another concern is no provision of pension, he said. He said that his remark was in reference to the queries raised by a group of youths to him at Gopalganj that if elected, representative can get pension. Then why it has been stopped for Army Jawans under Agnipath scheme? Though the two issues should not ideally be linked, but there are certain issues in Agnipath scheme which the aspirants have rightfully opposed, Prashant said. Speaking on the caste census, Prashant said the parties which want to conduct the caste census in the state should also make it public.
Otherwise, it will not be of any benefit to the common people. It is more important to make caste census public and to act accordingly than to merely conduct it, said Pradhan. While addressing a public meeting at Ekma block in Saran district, he also recalled his journey from being a public health expert in the United Nations to being a full straight dish and now becoming back to his homeland Bihar. Done, sir.
Tarun Majumdar, veteran filmmaker, passes away at 91.
Good morning, everyone. Vietnam filmmaker Tarun Majumdar passed away in the Kolkata on Monday. He was 91 and had been undergoing treatment at the state-run SKMC hospital since June 14th. The filmmaker was put on ventilator spot on Sunday when his death deteriorated and he breathed his last at 11:17 a.m. on Monday. Mr. Majumdar was among the last of the great film director from West Bengal who create a niche of theirs on board the trinity of cinema legends such as Sajid Rai, Mrinal Sen, and Ritvik
मजबूती लाओ,
Ritvik
थोड़ा मजबूती लाओ आवाज में.
Ghatak, the filmmaker, is a 4 times national award winners and a Padma Shri awarded. He directed his first film Chava Pava 1959 starting Uttam Kumar and Suchita Sen. When he was only 27 years old, Mr. Majumdar then joined the directorial team Yatrik, which also includes Sachin Mukherjee and Dilip Mukherjee. In 1962, the team came out with Kanchan Sarwa, which won the National Award for the Best Features Film in Bengali. He will also be remembered for the aesthetic picturesque picturization of songs in his film, particularly the use of Rabindra Sangeet. Thanks.
एकदम ये इम्पोर्टेंट है, साफ साफ क्लियर.
IIM Trichy allows 40 youths to defer admission by 1 year. Mumbai. When Trishna Sundar received her to IIM Trichy this year, it came with a choice, an option to step in right away or defer her admission and return the next year. That is not necessarily a discretion given to all by the Premier Management Institute. This year, though, a total of 40 candidates have decided to postpone their joining at this institute. In 2022, the flagship 2 years postgraduate program in the management at IIM Trichy saw many more acceptance than seats, thus requiring the institute to defer to offer candidates a one-time route to return in 2023. While some will continue to work, others will try their luck again at the CAT next year, hoping to better their scores for probably a higher ranked management institute, while their seat would remain booked at IIM Trichy. Perchance, they wish to take it up. Many may not even take the CAT and enter the campus next year. This is a one-time decision right now. It had to be taken as we had to match the admission to the availability of infrastructure. IIM Trichy Director Pawan Kumar Singh told TOI Times of India, seats for the student who opt to join in 2023 are assured in IIM Trichy, depending on the fee policy that is applicable to that particular batch, while the annual student intake is 360. The option given to about 40 students to return next year will naturally have a bearing on the 2023 admission season. These candidates can continue to gain more work experience or prepare again to take the CAT and opt for the higher ranked institute, said Patrick D'Souza, a faculty member who trains aspirants for taking various entrance tests for entry to B schools. Two of the country's top B schools, IIM Ahmedabad and the Indian Institute of Business ISB, offer candidates the option to defer their admissions. While IIMA did not respond to questions, an ISP spokesperson said the deferral policy has been in place at ISB for many years, in line with best practices for the global B schools. Deferral is granted on a case-to-case. Deferral is granted on a case-to-case basis on a candidate's request if supported by a valid reason.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Akansha. Today's news are the problem with our university vision. Instead of taking local condition and market demand into account, India tries to ape the West. It has now become an annual ritual in India to discuss the international ranking of higher education institutions. Only when global ranking systems such as the coveted QS World University ranking are announced. The QS World University ranking rank HEI on the following components: academic reputation 40%, employer reputation 10%, faculty student ratio 20%, citation for faculty 20%, international faculty ratio 5%, and international student ratio 5%. The international research network and employment outcome were 0% for this edition. While it is heartening to see that the number of Indian institutes among the top 1,000 global has risen to 27 from 22 last year, and that the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, has moved up 31 place to emerge at the highest ranking Indian institute in the 2023 edition. There is no serious debate on the abysmal performance of Indian universities bearing the Institute of Eminence. IOE occupy a special place as they are granted more academic and administrative autonomy. And public IOE get additional funding. Therefore, their dominance in the top 500 in the QS World University ranking come as no surprise. Steep monthly treatment. Among the other HEI2, there is great inequality as per the All India Survey on Higher Education. 184 of the 1043 HEI in the country and currently funded institution. The Indian government generously allocated financial resources to these institutions. However, the financial support provided by the state government to state HEI is far from adequate, even though the number of undergraduate students is largest in state public universities, followed by state open universities of the total student enrollment. State sponsored HEI barely managed to place salaries and pension, while the number of university increased by almost 30.5% in 2019 to 2020. Compared to 2015 to 2016, academic and administrative infrastructure has not been strengthened commensurate to this growth. The, the lackadaisical attitude we see in fill up faculty position has further worsened the quality of teaching and research in HEI. In fact, quality education and the world-class research output that policymakers expect from state public universities remain elusive as these HEI have never had financial and other resources to attain academic and professional growth. On the other hand, the institutions that are generously founded by the center perform better than their state-sponsored counterparts on all academic performance indicators. Faculty strength, modernized laboratories, building infrastructure, digital libraries, sponsored research project grants, computing faculties, etc. Therefore, that the state funding HEI would not perform well in these rankings was a foregone inclusion. It is a consequence of the unequal and unfair system in the India higher education system, where state-sponsored HEI are provided state monthly treatment and position poorly by centrally funded institution. No ranking system seems to internationally ranked institution after examining their administrative challenges, infrastructure constraints, and financial predecessments. They only pay attention to performance metric based on academic strength and other achievements. For India to perform better on these rankings, we need to pay more attention to the state HEI. Thank you.
Important है global slowdown, government increase service exports.
Global slowdown, government to increase service export. Expect 20% growth of 20% growth to $3 billion. Good target may be 10 to 12%. New Delhi. The global slowdown has promoted the government to focus on higher services export, which is expected will grow by around 20 billion to $300 billion in this year. This target for good export is likely to be peaked at 10 to 12% after a 40% jump during the last financial year. The Commerce Department, which has been working on the target, is keeping an eye on first quarter numbers before announcing them. The sign of moderating in export were visible during May, when it grew a little over 15%, with interest rates rising in the US and other parts of the world in the wake of high inflation. Export demand is expected to be sluggish. This is especially so after the high growth last year, which saw the value of shipments soared to $418 billion. Besides, the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict is taking a toll. The World Trade Organization (WTO) too has lowered projection for the year in April. It lowered the projection for uh, 2022 to 3% from its earlier forecast to 4.7%, pointing to the war currently underway in Ukraine. Government sources, especially the focus is on stepping up services exports. Which remain strong, especially with segments such as travel and tourism, doing well in aftermath of restriction due to COVID, due removed in most part of the world. On the good side, during the slowdown, luxury and discretionary spend typically take a beating, which may reflect in the export of gems and jewelry and garments. While there is a spurt in export of wheat and some other agricultural produce in March, April, the restriction will have some impact. But given a low share in India export, they are unlikely to leave a major dent. The government is hoping that some of the free trade agreement FTA, such as a one with UAE and Australia, provide some thrust as a seek to put in place a more durable strategy for double-digit export in the year ahead. While the UAE agreement is already in the place, the FTA and Australia is expected to be operational later during the year once it is endorsed by Australian Prime Parliament.
Over to you, next class.